John Gotti murdered his way up to the top to become the boss of the Gambino crime family. He was the boss from 1985 to 2001. The murder of Paul Castellano enraged Vincent Gotti. He was the boss of the Genovese crime family. He was mad because John Gotti never got permission to act on this murder from the commission. Killing a boss is against the mafia's rules. The only way you can get away with killing a boss is if the commission okays it, and John Gotti didn't get that. He got promoted to being the boss. And since the commission didn't make an example out of John Gotti and killing him for breaking the rules, nobody was safe. So Vincent Gotti took this as an opportunity to take it into his own hands and make an example. He got help from the Lucchese crime family boss, Anthony Corallo, to kill Gotti. But, of course, it went wrong. On April 13th, 1986, a car bomb meant for John Gotti exploded outside a social club. The only casualty was Frank DeCicco. But John Gotti survived and made a name for himself. He was the boss for quite some time. He made a lot of money from contract killings, racketeering, hijacking, loan sharking, and gambling.
I met him in Gargiulo's restaurant in Coney Island many, many years ago. I was never formally introduced to me, acknowledged me, said hello. I was sitting at the table that he was with other people. He was a gentleman. He exuded power once you met him. He had an aura about him that you gravitated towards. I can't explain what it was. Somebody you wanted to be next to.
John Gotti also went on trial 4 times in his criminal career. The first 3 trials all ended in a hung jury. The jury was unable to reach a verdict. When John Gotti was beaten case after case, he became known as the Teflon Don because the charges wouldn't stick to him. Ultimately, in the 4th trial, the charges did stick to the Teflon Don, and he was sentenced to prison where he would die of cancer. The reason the charges stuck this time was because the government had something else up their sleeve. Salvatore Gravano, also known as Sammy the Bull, had turned informant. He was the underboss of the Gambino crime family. The reason Sammy the Bull became an informant was because the government had wiretaps of John Gotti talking bad about Sammy and implicating him in all kinds of criminal activities and saying that he was reckless and so on.
He was really pissed and really infuriated about the stuff that was being said about him on tapes that the government had gotten.
According to Sammy's movie, he was worried that John Gotti was going to flip on him, so he decided to beat him to the race.
I never got to see Sammy. They can say whatever they want about the guy. I'm going to tell you this. I was in the Gambino family. I was around the Bananos. I was around the Lucchese family. I knew guys in every crew. Sammy was a real deal guy when he was in the street.
I met him in the cheese factories, as they say. They call them the rat factories, you know. I mean, I like Sammy. Either love him or hate him. I find him to be very truthful. He's probably telling me the same stories 3-4 times, and you know, either he's got a great memory or he just tells the truth. And I'm gonna go with he tells the truth.
And Sammy sure did. John Gotti got life. Sammy got 5 years. Even after Sammy confessed of 19 murders that he was a part of, he still got 5 years. That shows you how much they wanted John Gotti.
Anybody I knew who knew John Gotti, and I knew quite a few people who were capos to him, they had nothing but respect for the man. But one guy, an older man, said to me, and he was a capo, said to me, here he is signing autographs in a restaurant on Mulberry Street. And we're supposed to be a secret organization. He's on the cover of Time magazine. They didn't like that. But because he was the boss, they respected him.
Gotti regime heard it because you had, obviously, Gotti go away, you lose your leadership, and then you have Sammy who informed on 50 people. And by having that kind of extraction of captains, soldiers, associates, all going away, all within a 2-3 year period, 1/5 of the brigada in jail, it's going to have a negative effect.
After the death of John Gotti, his brother was next in line to take over the Gambino crime family. Hey, thanks for watching this clip. This clip came from my documentary series about the rise and fall of the American Mafia. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to watch each episode as they come out.